Gorgeous, darling. Gorgeous.
Just like, make sure it's not good. Okay.
This is my good side.
You look fantastic. I love it. You've got a face for video. Love it. All right. Hey, Run Junkies. Welcome to the Go Find Your Awesome video channel. And we're going to talk about why that's important here in a second. But today I have a very special guest, my friend Jen Sorensen. We have run several Run Disney races together. She is one of my athlete clients, and I'm very excited to have her on today because we have a very special announcement. Welcome to the show, Jen.
Hello. Hey, Run Junkies.
It is so nice to have you on. You have been featured in a couple of my videos so far, and I absolutely love not only having you here on the channel, but now we've got something cool coming up. What are we doing?
We are doing something big, something we talked about for a little while. You've teased it. We've talked about it. We are kicking off the Go Find Your Awesome podcast.
Yeah! It is so exciting. But before we talk about what the podcast is going to be like, let's talk a little bit about you, Jen. So we met, gosh, how did we meet?
We met at a Run Disney race weekend. They all blend together. We met at one of them. I think it might have been Marathon Weekend, 2018.
Yes. It was.
My first marathon.
Half marathon, but I was running the half marathon. And I ran into you where you were cheering on the course.
Yes, I had my, spoiler alert, die-hard Patriots fan here. And I had my sign that read, if the 199th pick of the NFL draft can win 6 Super Bowls, you can do this. So that was me, if you saw that during that weekend. That was me.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I remember I couldn't find any of my friends. I was running by myself. And it was just funny because I was looking for everybody and there was a timing mat out, but I knew that you were at mile 7-ish, okay, right
Yes.
over by the Polynesian there. And I ran into you. I said hi. We chatted for a quick second. And then you ran the marathon the next day.
Yes. Well, you were running Dopey that week. We've been chatting online for a little bit, talking through YouTube and social media. And this was our first time meeting in person. And then it just clicked and we started talking. After that, you started thinking about and going through training to become a running coach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you had encouraged me so much when I was getting ready and gearing up to run my first marathon. Then I'm like, let me know if you want a guinea pig, because I'm starting to take this running thing more serious and would love a little expert advice from someone that's been there. And a few months later, you sent me a message and said, I think I'm ready to start testing the waters. What do you think? And next month will mark our 1-year anniversary for a runner-coach relationship here, but also great friends.
Wow. It's been a year? Oh my gosh, it's been a year. Wow. So here's what's cool about this, because I didn't use the term guinea pig, so I'm kind of glad that you did.
It's all good. Call me what you want.
When I started the coaching thing, I struggled because I didn't want to start charging people when I had like no experience on doing it. So you were one of 2 people who stepped forward and said, hey, I would love to have you just kind of test out your skills on me. And a year later, and we do get into this in the podcast, a year later, you have crushed some serious goals. You can check out some of those videos on my channel. Wine and Dine Half Marathon was one of them. Yep. The marathon for Walt Disney World this year, 2019. Mm-hmm. You have really crushed some major goals and you have some big ones coming up. We're going to get into all of that in the podcast. So I'm very excited to be working with you on this new project.
Yes, I'm excited.
This will be fun.
You've been someone that has encouraged me, inspired me. I've followed along with your journey and you've kind of followed mine as well. And I think that's what we're looking to inspire people to do here. We're looking to encourage you. This is for athletes of all ability levels. If you are trying to qualify for Boston, or you are running your first 5K, walking your first 5K, all of those things are to be commended. And we are super excited to share our experience from the very beginning to where we are now. And I think that's the coolest piece about this whole thing, is we're just two normal, regular people who love running. We love this community that we form, because that's really what it is. We're going to have some guests on every now and then, and they may be our friends that we have met through this incredible community. And maybe we'll bring some other special people on just based on topics that we are interested in, that you are interested in, and just see where it goes from here. This is the beginning of something awesome.
This is going to be very, very awesome. Like you said, we both have lives, we have jobs, and we're trying to fit in this running journey in the process of all of this. We're doing this crazy thing like a podcast. So, it just adds one more thing to our plate, but hey, why not? And it just becomes, we've all been there. So whatever you're going through in your running journey, chances are we've been there. Okay. My running experience is over a decade long. You are fairly brand new to running, but now you have a lot of race experience. And so I think it's really fun that this podcast is based off of this relationship that we've built, not just through, social media forums, which is kind of where we kind of started connecting with one another, but also through running together. We've run races together, and now that we have this coach and athlete relationship. And I think it's just been so interesting to see this thing evolve, and just to work on this project with a very good friend is just definitely, that's icing on the cake. I mean, that's just perfect.
Yeah. And I think we both bring different things to the table, as you said. I'm newer to this running thing, so I've got a lot of questions, and you help answer those along the way. And there are times when you and I don't know the answers, and we may look them up. We may dive into it, try and analyze and understand ourselves. My journey started as part of a weight loss journey where I lost over 50 pounds, and I have maintained that for about 4 years now, which running has given me so much confidence, so much joy, and such a phenomenal feeling of accomplishment through the community that I'm a part of. And I think that's the spirit that I want to put out there, because it's not about, as I said, pace, size, ability. It's about finding that feeling from within, that feeling of just joy and accomplishment. And maybe it's a new pace, maybe it's a new workout, a new distance, a new sport, a new, you're doing triathlons, for example. It's just about learning and growing as an athlete.
Trying something you've never tried before, working harder on something that might scare you a little bit, stretching your boundaries to find out what you're capable of. If you can own where you are right now and own your dreams and own your goals, you can accomplish so much more than you ever imagined. And I think that is what this whole thing is about. So as we get into it, why don't we talk a little bit about what we can expect here for the at least the first 3 podcasts, because those are done. So episode one, we're just kind of chatting. You're getting to know us, a little bit deeper dive into what we just talked about and how we got to know each other, what our goals have been in the past, what we have achieved so far, and what we look at coming up in the future. And then episode 2.
Yes, episode 2, we get into something that we both are very passionate about. You're going to see come from your channel to the podcast is proof of time, because we both love run Disney races, but that's not it. You just ran Boulder 10K, which had a proof of time component to it. I've got several other races that have some proof of time components as well. So we really dive into that and get into what does it mean, break down the numbers, how do you achieve those goals? So we really dive into that. And then episode 3, we get into some exciting stuff.
And real quick spoiler alert, just Wallace Sands half marathon. That's all we're going to say so far.
Wallace Sands.
Race recap. That's all we're going to say. So here's where you can find us. Okay. Here's where I hope you can find us, because we are recording this ahead of time. Okay. Yes, we have experienced some technical difficulties. Of course, that is how things like this come to fruition.
Never.
No.
Nah.
As a quick aside, my husband reminded me recently that, well, you had all of these problems with the video channel too. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess you're right, whatever. So we have had some technical difficulties, but we can be found at the Go Find Your Awesome podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. As we kind of figure out what we're doing here, we will probably add some more distribution levels as well. I know there are quite a few out there, but those are the 3 big ones. And so check out those places first.
If you have a place where you listen to your podcast, let us know in the comments, yes, and we can add that to our list. We don't want to leave anyone out.
Exactly. And because the podcast is kind of an extension of this video channel, I started here. I have 400 some odd ridiculous episodes. I mean, I have lost count. I mean, it is a lot of content, but there's more to say about so much of it that I can't squeeze into a video type format. And I really love the idea of doing a podcast because, Jen, what do you listen to when you're running?
I listen to podcasts, and if I'm out of podcasts, I listen to audiobooks.
See, there you go. So that's why one of the big reasons why I wanted to do a podcast is because this is the kind of thing that when you listen to it, it's motivating, and you're probably out running by yourself. If you're listening to something, you're probably out running by yourself. So you have someone in your ears that's running along with you, that has either been there or has learned the lessons or knows exactly how you're feeling right in this moment during your run. Okay. That is why we wanted to do this.
Yeah. It makes the time go by super fast too. When you're listening to someone talking to you, if you haven't done it before, it's like you have a running partner that you don't have to talk back to. So if you're really pushing the pace and you're out of breath, you don't have to worry about forming a sentence. Just keep listening to us talk. Maybe yell back at us on something you might disagree with in your mind. You don't actually have to say it out loud.
Yes. Oh, have you done that? I don't know what you're talking about.
Never.
I've done that a lot. Actually, it's a lot of fun because you can have those conversations. And as someone else is running by you, they're like, you're talking
like, why is she laughing? Is she laughing at me? What do I have something on me?
That's exactly
No,
right.
It's not you. It's just a book.
You're fine. It's these ladies in here.
Yeah.
So that's one of the major reasons why we wanted to do this. So yes, we can be fun.
You can't tell we have a lot of fun with each other and just keep talking. And when we started, I think we're like, half hour, 45 minutes. We're like, hour.
We suggest your long run. Okay.
Yes.
We suggest your long run. To start out, which reminds us, we're going to release every Thursday for a while. Every Thursday is when a new podcast will come up. The first 3 episodes are available right now. It is May 30th. So check out those venues for now. And then every week, actually, next week is Global Running Day. And what we are planning on doing, we're going to release part 1 of an interview episode on Global Running Day. That is Wednesday, June 5th. And then we're going to release the second half of that on the following day, Thursday, the 6th. So
because when you put 3 friends on a podcast together, we talk forever.
Oh my gosh. That was fun though.
It was so much fun. And I think you guys are really going to enjoy that conversation.
Exactly. I'm very much looking forward to hearing from you guys. And that actually brings me to another point. If you have topics you want us to discuss, you can find me here. You can always leave comments here. You can reach out to me or Jen. I'm on Facebook. All of my social media links are in the description. You can also find Jen's. She's at A Quilting Jewel on Instagram and on Twitter. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So seriously, ask her.
And on Strava. You can find us both on Strava.
Yep.
You've got, we do have a group for any of our dopey friends out there that are running that we're opening up. So join that if you're running anything during marathon weekend, but just follow along with us as well. We encourage you to check us out. I'm Jen Sorenson, Heather Jergensen. Follow us there. You can always ask questions.
Yes.
Any place where you can find us, just let us know. Because or tell us like, dude, you sounded ridiculous there.
Yeah, that was, I don't necessarily agree with you, but actually what we really want is we want to hear from you about what you want to hear, because that's important for us. It's like, yeah, we have our own interests and we have some exciting things that we like to talk about. And yes, there will be Run Disney content, but I do want to make it very clear, just like this channel, it's not exclusively Run Disney. It can get very, I don't want to say technical, but it's going to get down into that vein about technical running and some of the strength moves you can do. We're going to talk about nutrition and all of that other stuff. And because Run Disney is a part of running, we will include that stuff as well.
And we do it because to us, running is fun. And let's face it, running in Disney is so much fun and that brings joy to us. And without that joy, what's the point? So you're going to hear that, but I've got some big things coming up. You've got some big things coming up. We both have goals.
We do.
So it's going to be exciting.
We do. This is going to be a lot of fun. Okay, guys, here's what's happening right now. We are going to leave links to the podcast in the description. So check those out. Leave us thoughts, questions, comments, and suggestions. My question for you today is this. What do you think? Are you ready to hear a podcast?
And what do you want to hear?
And what do you want to hear? Yes, absolutely. Jen, thank you so much for being here. And thank you for just jumping into this project with both feet with me. I'm very excited to have this project that we can work on together. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this awesome community that we have built together.
It's going to be so fun. Yes. All right, guys. On behalf of Jen, I want to thank you for watching. Check out all of our links in the description. Leave us questions and comments. But that is it for us today. So thank you so much for watching. Go find your awesome. And until next time, happy running.
Happy running. Do we want to talk about, we didn't talk about kind of how we got connected.
Right.
So I stalked you on YouTube, met you in person, and, said, hi. Want to be my friend?
Yeah, we can be friends.